Greetings, beautiful people. So, I'm gonna make this video on the mystery of your mouth, okay? I don't know, during my meditations, this download's been hitting me, and I want you to listen close to this information, because this it's gonna connect some dots to you. But we always talk about as above, so below, right? Why is the mouth, it's kind of like a vagina, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Your mouth is like a vagina, okay? What you put in it, okay, better be good, okay? Because here's the thing. If you take your tongue and you go all the way to the back roof of your mouth, it feels like a woman's vagina when you stick your finger in and you play with it, okay? Now, I look at that little hangy ball there like a clit, okay? Now, the womb, okay, it gets wet, all right? Your mouth is wet with saliva. Now, when a woman gets excited, she gets wet, okay? When you start to think about food, okay, you salivate, your mouth starts to water, okay? As above, so below. Now, if you want to compare the genitals of a man and the sexual organs of the woman, okay? A man's organs are just, their sexual organs are just sticking out. The woman's are inside. So if you look at a woman's clitoris, that's supposed to be like the penis of a man. Except, you see, a man, the ovaries on a woman are inside, and in a man, if those ovaries, for example, before birth, they drop, they become nut sacks, they become balls, okay? So the ovaries are the man's balls, and the clitoris is the man's penis, okay? So it's kind of like the same thing, all right? Now, why when you put in your mouth, all right, and it goes into, see, when you speak, that's a masculine aspect. You are speaking words out, okay? When you put something in your mouth, all right, that's a feminine act. That you put something in your mouth becomes wet, all right? Like the vagina of a woman, all right? And also, now the important part here is let's say, for example, the speaking is equivalent to birth. See, let's say you expand with knowledge, and then you contract. Women contract when they give birth. You birth out the cosmic womb, the canal. See, they call that the cosmic womb, all right? That's why when you speak, you should mean what you say what you mean, but watch what you say. Because words are powerful. Words can entrap you. Words can be swords. They could hurt you, or words can empower you. But it all goes by you knowing how to use etymology and decipher this language that we have to communicate with. Because in the beginning of time, there was no language. You know what I mean? We communicated telepathically. Okay? What we put in our mouth was meant to be used for energy. Okay? See, I believe that a man, when he has sex with a woman, she can intake his energy by having sex with him the moment he inserts his phallus in her vagina. Okay? Now, I don't remember where I read up on this, but I read up on the fact that there was, the spies from other country would hire women, they were trained and programmed or whatnot, and, they were trained to have sex with whoever they wanted information from. All they had to do was just entice him to the man to have sex with her, and then she would go back, and through the act of sexual exchange, she was able to extract information from him. Okay? So this is why this makes sense to, you were never meant to eat to feed addictions. You know what I mean? You were meant to eat to gain information from what you put in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's another thing. If you notice, look at the sense of feeling and why feeling should be the most important sense. All right? Because from feeling, don't you realize that you could physically feel something, okay? Right? And it'll send a signal to your brain, all right? If it feels rough, if it feels hot, cold, smooth, rigid, spiky, whatever. But you can also have an emotional feeling. So there's two types of feeling, all right? Now, if you really start to think about a smell, okay, does it really feel like, can you really have that thought of that scent the way you have that feeling, which is so clear? You know what I mean? Same thing with a lot of people have problems imagining or putting a thought, a vision in their mind. You know what I mean? But it's easy to see something, right? So you can always do the physical act of something. You could do of seeing something you receive through your eyes, that information. Whatever you're looking at, it's you receiving light codes of information. You're receiving information and it's signaling to your brain what you're looking at. Okay? When you smell something, that's receiving as well. All right? But it's happening in your 3D realm. Okay? Same thing when you hear something, you're receiving sound and it's signaling to your brain information. You're hearing me talk, so that's information coming in your ear. But nobody ever wants to correlate what you're putting in your mouth as information. Okay? So if you think of a food, let's say donut or something that like when you like you could smell junk food, you know what I mean? You could smell fried foods, and when you're cooking meat, and you know these things are addictive. And notice you could smell those clearly in your mind. But can you smell like raw fruits? You know what I mean? Can you smell blueberries? Not the programmed blueberry smell that you would smell on a blueberry muffin, or like strawberry that you would smell on a strawberry shortcake or anything like that. Not that bullshit ass strawberry. I'm talking about like a real strawberry. You know what I mean? Can you really smell that the same way you smell the processed type of smell, the synthetic form of that fruit? You know what I mean? Because it makes your mouth salivate, and it's easier to get a sense of that scent. You know what I mean? But when you think of a fruit, all right, you don't get that same scent that you would, because it's not feeding an addiction. See, you're meant to eat those things as a form of information, okay? Your tongue, all right, supposedly was meant for language. So think about this. Cows have tongues that look kind of like ours. You got cats, dogs, they have tongues, but they can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Yet we're using our tongue for language, a language that's very limited. Only 26 letters, all right? 9 numbers. And think about it though. Let's say when somebody does a psychedelic trip, or they have a DMT trip, let's say, or they take magic mushrooms. You notice how when they come back, it's hard to put into words the experience they had? You know what I mean? It's one of those feelings that you just have to do for you to know what that person is talking about that had that psychedelic trip. I've never done the psychedelic trip myself, but I've seen reports of people that can't explain or put into words what their experience was. You know what I mean? See, we have to learn to really think about our body and explore the different sections of our body. You know what I mean? See, your mouth was never meant to talk shit or put shit in it. You know what I mean? So we'll get in detail with this.